Hello everyone, welcome to the second session of Oracle. Today we will see how to create tables in SQL and what are the different data types used in SQL. Here, the create table statement is used to create a new table in a database. The syntax for that is, in order to create a table, we have to write create table, table name. In parentheses, we have to write column 1 data type, column 2 data type, column 3 data type, and it can go up to column n. Okay, below I have mentioned the example of one table. Create table persons, person ID int, last name varchar. Person ID int, it is in a number format. That's why we have given this data type as int. And last name, first name are varchar because they are like in characters. So they are variable character, they are not fixed. So it name can be small, big. So that's why we have given varchar over here. 255 is the maximum length which we can by default maximum length for varchar. Address varchar, city varchar. Okay. So before we move on to implement this table practically, I would like to give you some idea about what is database, because here everything what we are doing is we are creating table in the database, we are inserting data in the database, we are reading data from the database. So it is very important to know what actually database is. So let's see what database is. Here, the database is a structured collection of organized data. Okay, it's a structured collection of organized data that will allow you to read, update, and manage the data using DBMS, database management system. Remember that database is not an intelligent entity. It's just a storage box. You can imagine, you can assume it as a container. It's just a container or a storage box. See here, in simple terms, database is a storage of data in an organized way in one or more hard disk. Why I have written in an organized way? Because even the whether it is a relational database or it is non-relational database, they maintain the data in an organized way. Only the method of maintaining them is different. Example, Oracle database maintain the data in the table form, whereas MongoDB and other non-SQL non-relational databases maintain the data in a different way. Okay, so but finally they maintain in an organized way. If I would be specifically talking about Oracle database here, then I would have mentioned, okay, is a storage of data in a table form in one or more hard disk. Okay, but we are not talking specifically. If we are talking about general in general way database, it is we should tell that in an organized way. Okay, so known Oracle clients. These are the tools: SQL Plus, SQL Developer, Enterprise Manager, JDeveloper. These are the tools which we use to interact with the databases in order to run queries, in order to run queries and read data, manage the data in the database. We use these tools to write the queries. There is a third-party tool as well, .NET, which uses Visual Studio, which can be used as a Oracle client. Okay, let me show you how these are connected, how database is connected with the end user. See, it is very important to know, because whenever you learn something new, it is very important to learn how the different entities are connected to each other, or how the different devices are connected with each other. See, developer, user, app, these are the end users. Then these end users will be using Oracle clients in between in order to communicate with this database. Okay, so DBMS is the one who helps us to manage the data from the database. So DBMS can be Oracle database, MySQL server, PostgreSQL. These are the different DBMS, database management system. Okay, so mostly we have like I will be showing you like SQL plus also, SQL developer also, and live SQL also. These are the Oracle clients which helps us to interact with the database. Okay, so see now let's move on to creating table in the SQL developer here. Okay, now let's create a table here. Create. See, this is a this SQL developer I have already installed. It's a big process. You have to install Oracle also. You have to download this SQL developer software also, and then integrate with Oracle. I will create a separate video for this so that anyone interested can download this. Otherwise, there is a separate free tool as well if you want to practice, that which is live SQL. You just need the internet connection and you can practice it here. I will show you how. See, you just have to create account in Oracle account sign up. This is what you have to write over here. Then it will take you to create account. Okay. Once you get this page, enter the email address you already have, because it will send you verification code in order to verify your account, and then password you can enter of your choice. Then country, first name, job title you can mention it as fresher or like whatever it is. Mentioned here NA because it is mandatory, so mention something over here. Company name NA, you can mention address NA, city NA. It depends on you. Okay, if you don't want to provide any information to them. And then state, Maharashtra you can mention, or any state you are from, and then zip code, and then you can go for create account. It will send you the verification code, verify your account, and it is done. And then once you have this, what you do is in the URL, once you create Oracle account, type live SQL over here, live SQL. Okay, see, this is live Oracle live SQL. Now click on start coding. Here you can enter the same Oracle account sign in. See, that's why I asked you to create Oracle account also. So you can enter your username and then password which you given while creating Oracle account, and then you can sign in. You will get this page. You will get this page. You will be in this page. Here you can write all the queries over here, and you can here on the right end you have like run option also. You can run that query. Okay, I will create table over here first so that you can practice it here initially. Okay, so let's create a table. Initially I showed you this is the syntax of the table. So it is like create table, table name, and then column name, data type. Okay, so let's create a table. Create table, table name, let's mention it as student. Okay, then open parenthesis. Always keep practice of writing columns in different rows. Okay, one after, do not write in one line. Try to write it in different lines. It looks good and easy to maintain, and it is the best practice which is followed in industries as well. Okay, so you can write it here like student ID, then I will give it as int, then name, I will give it as varchar. This is a data type varchar. I will give it as 30, then comma, then I will give it as name. Okay, let's maintain here as first name, then right here it as last name, varchar. Okay, and let's keep it as 30 only. In the end, you do not need comma. Okay, you will just close it by close parenthesis here. Then in the end you need semicolon. So when you select this, select this and then run. See, here you will get table created. Now your table is created. How you will see whether your table is created or not? We have a keyword select. In order to read the data from the database, you use a word select. Select star. Select star means select all. From what? From table name. You don't have to write keyword table here. Just write the table name. Student. See. So select star from student. It will give you no data found. Okay. Okay, it is showing you no data found because you do not have any data into it. Okay, but I will show you this here, not here. Okay, let me insert data into it. So in order to insert data into the table, you have command insert into table. Insert into table means intends into student. Okay, insert into table values. These are the keywords: insert into, then table name, then values, and then you will have student ID, write it as 100, then first name, I will write it as yoga, last name, I will write it as party. Okay, and then I will run this query. See, here you will see one row inserted. Now you can run this query. Select star from student. You can see the record, right? See, one moment. See, student ID, first name, last name. Student ID is 100, first name is Yuga, last name is Patel. Now, this query, select star means select all from student, means select star from table name. Then, in order to insert the data into the table, you are saying insert into student values. This is the query. So 100, if you write one more, no, it will throw error because it will say, like you can write anything here, A, B, C, see what it will say. Too many values. It is throwing error too many values because you have the only 3 columns. You have only 3 columns and you are trying to insert 4 values inside it. That's why it is throwing error too many values. Okay. So this is not the correct way to insert values. You have to insert values only on the number of columns. And also this thing, create table student, this thing is also called data definition. Okay, data definition means this is the definition of the table. This is the definition: student ID, first name, last name. You can change it, you can modify it, you can drop the definition, you can drop the table. Okay, when someone says you like change the definition of the table, means you have to change this student, you have to modify this table or add the column. I will show you how to add the column or alter the table. Okay, but initially we will see how can we create a table here. So this is the command to read the data. Select transform. Okay, you can get this. Now I will insert one more record here. Here I will enter like ID as 200. Then I will mention here as Pranav, and I will mention here as Bhaskar. Okay, same. Run. One row inserted. I inserted another row. Same. Select star from student. Select star from student. Same. Student ID, first name, last name. You can see 2 records now here. Okay. So this is how you create a table. This is how you read the data from the table. See, if you want to, there is a problem, like you cannot insert all the values at once in a table. Okay, you have to insert it one by one only in the table using insert statement. there are different ways wherein you can insert, like using CSV file. You can insert data, but it has a different process. Okay. But initially we will focus on the basics. I will teach you that as well. How can you insert bulk data into the tables? Now, if you want to insert only first name and last name, then what you will do? Then there is a command, insert into student. Okay, insert into student, and then you have to mention here student ID, comma. Okay, let's put it as first name, comma, last name, and here you can write it as values. Then you can mention here Priyanka, comma, Adivarikar. Okay, and then you can write here. Okay, I've entered names. Invalid identifier means it does not understand what this column is, because we have last name here, no? Last name, and we have written last names. That's why it is not able to identify this column name. So I will remove this S, then I will run this query again. See, one row inserted. Now what will happen? This is how you can insert data into selected columns. If you want to, you don't want to enter student ID, you want to enter only his first name and last name, then you can write in this way rather than this way. Because if you try here by removing this, it will say not enough values. See, if I write it here in this way, right? See, not enough values, because we are trying to insert values less than what number of columns. Okay, so in order to enter values into specific way, you have to write this statement: insert into table name, then in bracket parenthesis, first name, last name, whatever you can mention the specific columns, then values, Priyanka or whatever it is, the names are, and then you can insert these values. Now, if you run these queries, we are selecting all. Okay, see, you will see, but see what it has given. Here it will give us none. See, live SQL is different. It will show you as hyphen over here. But if I run the same thing in SQL Developer, it will show null here. Okay. So let me run this in SQL Developer also. Same thing. I will copy it from here. I have SQL Developer open already. So I will see. I will select this, run. What it is saying. Name is already used by an existing object. Means this table is already there, I think. Don't worry about this, okay? I will drop this table first. Okay, it has constraints also. That's why we have to remove first constraint. Okay, I will change the table name. I will teach you everything this as well. Okay, so let's create table student name. See, table student one created. What error it was showing previously is that student table is already there. And when I tried to drop it, means delete it, it was saying that it has some constraints in it. We are yet to learn constraints. That's why I'm not going into it. I've created a table name by student one name. See, now if you run query select star from student one, then see what you will get. Only student is, sorry, we have a table student one. You will see only the column names because we do not have any data here. Now what I will do, whatever we did in live SQL, we will do it here also. I will insert these values. Okay, so I will run all these commands at once. Okay, what it is saying. Okay, student one. Sorry, it is student one, student one, student one. See, one row inserted means 3 rows are inserted into it. Now, if you run this query, select start from student, you will get all the records. But see, here it is showing as null. This is always null, okay? Live SQL has different way of showing it. It is showing hyphen over here, okay? So this is null. It because we entered values into only first name and last name, student ID is coming as null, okay? So today you practice this. How do we create tables? I will show you what are the different data types used in SQL. Say here, widely used. These are the mostly used data types in SQL. You will find whenever you go, whenever you will work in SQL, you will find these data types mostly numeric, character, data types, date and time mostly are very important. Then Boolean type. Okay, so integer data type we have already seen. The maximum limit of it is 4 bytes. Big int means you can store larger integer. Maximum limit is 8 bytes. 1 byte is 8 bits. Okay, then decimal or numeric, then float decimal values like floating point numbers, double precision. These are the numeric data types. Then character string data types. See, varchar we have already used. This is a char. Char means fixed length. Whenever you know that only 2 characters are going to be used, then why you will use varchar, right? You will use char, char of 2, like state code. State code is CA California or any other TO Toronto. In this case, you do not have more than 2 characters, then you will use char of 2 while creating table. Okay, this is very efficient actually, varchar, because it do not use extra spaces. Whatever the length of the characters you insert into the table, it will use that much memory only. But in character data type, if you specify the character length as 4 and you enter only 2 values, then the other two space will be replaced by space. Other two lengths means you have specified 4, right? 4 length of 4. So other two will be replaced by space unnecessarily. See, padded with spaces if necessary. So if you have to be very careful with this because it is a wastage of memory. Now text is a variable run character which can store data more than varchar. So if you have a very long text, example HTML links or whatever it is, big 2-3 lines text, then you can use text data type in while creating table. Then date and type types. Date represents a date in year, month, and day. Time represents a time of day, hour, minute, second. Timestamp or date time represents a date and time together. Interval represents a duration of time. We will see all these data types in next sessions. I will create table using all these data types. We will use all these data types so that we will get familiar with all the widely used data types in SQL. This Boolean as well. We will try to use this bool as well. Okay. Now let's move on to create table again. See, I will be showing you here only because in actual work, when you will work, no, you will have this kind of interface. You will not be using live SQL. But in order to, before you install anything, because you are not aware, I showed you alternate way to practice this SQL. Here, you can practice it here also, but I will be showing you here everything, all the queries. Now, let's do another thing. Now you have seen like how to read the data from the table, how to insert the data values into the table, and how to insert values into specific columns. And you know, if you do not enter value into one of the columns, it will be replaced by none by default. Now, suppose, see, this is something that you will get all the records, all 3 records. But what if I want only first record, like first name Yoga and Yoga Patel? I want this record only. Then what you will do? You will do this. Okay, let me take this down back. Okay, so I will use select star from table. I want all the columns, but I want the first record only. See, these are rows. Okay, first row, second row, third row. But in actual, when you are working for a particular project, we call it as records. Okay, we do not use thumb row. First record, second record, third record. Suppose you want to display only the record which has first name as Yuga. Then you will write, but you want everything. Okay, so select start from student one. Where is a keyword condition? You are putting a condition over here. Where first name equal to in single inverted commas Yuga. Now we will run this query. What it is? Why is it not showing? Okay, let me see what the table name is exactly. If you select this, no, you can run like this also. It is wise bit, so that's why I believe. So it is not showing. Select start from student one where first name equal to Yuga. See, so it is case sensitive. You have to be very specific when you see the values over here. Okay, and it will always show the definition in the capitals only, because by default relational databases store yeah, column names in the capital format only. Okay, see, you have to be very careful here. I entered like small u, it was not, because it was not able to find any record here, but we have entered capital Y, so it will show Yuga only. Okay, suppose you want to have a record which has Pranav in it, you will say this. Again, Pranav is small, or write it again. See, Pranav is small, no? So that's why select start from student one where first name equal to. You can use it here, student ID also, no problem. Student ID underscore ID. So it is, I will, you do not need inverted commas for integers, okay? So I will run this query. See, student ID 100, Yuga Patel. If you enter it here, it has 200, it will show Pranav enter 200 Pranav Thakre. Okay, so practice this for today. Uh, you will know how to create tables. You can enter more columns. You can enter another column, put comma and enter another column like address and all for here. Then you can have varchar. Okay, but once you create table, you cannot. You have to alter it. Okay, so while creating table only, you have to add all the columns. I will show you how to add columns after creating table. See, if you try to create table this again, it will show. See, what it is saying. Yes, name is already used by an existing object, right? Because you have already created this table, no? So you cannot create it again by the same name. You have to alter this table, which we will see in the next session. But for now, practice how to create table, how to insert values, and how to insert specific values into the table, and how to see specific record. Okay, how to see specific records over here. Okay, so I will end this session for today. Practice it, and I will see you in the next session. Thank you.